Did you know that one college student's bad grade literally changed the US Constitution? This is the story of Gregory Watson, and it proves that sometimes the most powerful changes in American democracy start with the smallest acts of rebellion. It's March 1982. Gregory Watson is a 19-year-old business major at the University of Texas, just trying to get through his required American government class. His professor assigns a paper on any governmental process. Watson heads to the library, grabs a book about constitutional amendments, and starts flipping through pages. What he finds buried in a chapter about failed amendments will consume the next decade of his life. There it is, a proposed amendment from 1789 that says Congress can't give itself a pay raise until after the next election. It was written by James Madison himself, submitted alongside what became the Bill of Rights. 6 states ratified it by 1792, then it just vanished from history. But here's the key thing Watson realizes. Unlike modern amendments, this one never had a deadline. Legally, it was still alive. Watson writes what he thinks is a brilliant paper arguing that this 200-year-old amendment could still be ratified. He's excited, he's done the research, he's found something incredible. 3 weeks later, he gets his paper back. There's a big red C on the front page. Watson is furious. He appeals to his professor, Sharon Waite.
No change. The amendment is a dead letter that will never become part of the Constitution.
I'm going to get that thing ratified.
Now you have to understand, this is 1982. There's no internet, no social media, no easy way to contact people. Watson graduates and starts what he calls guerrilla lobbying with nothing but a typewriter and determination. He spends $6,000 of his own money over the next 10 years writing letters to every state legislator he can find. Most people ignore him. But in 1983, Maine becomes the first state to ratify the amendment because of Watson's campaign. That gives him credibility. Colorado follows in 1984. Then the floodgates open. 5 states in 1985, 3 more each year through 1988. By 1989, 7 states ratify in a single year. But Watson's timing is about to become perfect. The early 1990s hit, and Congress is drowning in scandals. The House banking scandal reveals that 355 representatives bounced over 8,000 checks. Americans are furious with Congress. Watson's 200-year-old amendment suddenly feels incredibly relevant. State after state starts ratifying. Iowa, Idaho, Nevada, Alaska, Oregon, Minnesota, Texas. The momentum is unstoppable. By early 1992, 32 states have ratified. Watson needs just 6 more. Missouri ratifies on May 5th. Alabama follows the same day. Then on May 7, 1992, Watson is listening by phone as the Michigan House casts the decisive vote. After 202 years, 7 months, and 10 days, the 27th Amendment is ratified. Watson's celebration? He treats himself to dinner at Steak and Ale. The amendment that prevents Congress from giving itself immediate pay raises is now part of the Constitution, and it all started because one college student refused to accept a bad grade. But wait, the story gets better. In 2017, a University of Texas professor tracks down the now-retired Sharon Waite.
When told about Watson's achievement, she's blown away. She says, "You never know what effect you're going to have on the world. I affected the Constitution more than any of my fellow professors ever thought about it." On March 1st, 2017, she officially changes Watson's grade from a C to an A+. Her justification reads, "In light of the student's heroic efforts to prove the professor wrong, Mr. Watson deserves A+.
It's the only A+ ever recorded at the University of Texas. Gregory Watson's C paper became an A+ amendment, proving that in America, any citizen can still help write the nation's fundamental law. Sometimes the most profound changes in democracy really do begin with the smallest acts of determination. Watson spent a decade and $6,000 to prove his professor wrong and ended up changing the Constitution forever. The 27th Amendment is still the most recent addition to the Constitution, and it all started because one student couldn't accept a mediocre grade. That's the power of individual civic engagement in American democracy.